What's up, Hamza here from BrosBuild. Today we're going to be reviewing the Slave 1, set 75243. It includes 1,007 pieces and will cost you $120. I don't think that's overpriced, and I'll show you why. The minifigures are Boba Fett, Zuckuss, Forlom, Han Solo, 20th Anniversary Edition Princess Leia, and a Han Solo in Carbonite, which I'll show you later. Let's dive into the review. Our first figure is Boba Fett. This Boba Fett does not have arm printing, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but it still has really good printing. It has a lot of detail on the torso and legs, especially the legs. You can see they even gave it a little bit of foot printing. Now, probably the most disappointing thing about this figure is the angry clone face. Now, it's probably accurate, because Boba Fett is a clone, but it really would have been nice if he had a more scarred up face like he did in the UCS Slave 1. So he has some back printing, as you can see. With the pauldron and jetpack removed, you can see that it has simple back printing. Overall, this is a nice figure, just not the best of its kind. For the first time ever in a Lego set, we have Zuckuss. This figure looks decent. The head mold is really good. There's a little bit of detail on the eyes. It looks like this part of the mold leads down here to his dress. They did use the kind of wavy cape that they use for some figures instead of the standard legs. So it looks like his weapon is some sort of a shotgun, and just there's the back printing. This is actually a really nice figure to get in this set, and let's take a look at the next one. Here we have Forlom. This figure was seen before in another Lego Star Wars set, but this figure does look really good with nice eye detail, a very good head mold, some finer detail on the torso and legs. The back printing is more of the same we saw on the front. It looks like Forlom has some sort of a long rifle. Let's take a look at the 20th anniversary figure. Here we have Princess Leia as our 20th anniversary figure. This is the original Princess Leia with one small printing on the back. Her weapon is just a microphone with a blue stud. That's her back printing. Obviously, there will be no second face expression, and her skin tone is yellow. She does come with a stand that's pretty basic. It has a couple little prints, and then there's also a little plate that you can attach other 20th anniversary figure stands and kind of have them all neatly lined up. So it's kind of a neat inclusion. Let's take a look at our final figure. Our final figure is Han Solo. This is not as good as the Cloud City Han Solo. That was a very good Han Solo. One thing I noticed when I got it is that the flesh tone does not match up on the jacket, so that's a little odd. He does have a second facial expression, which is a lot more serious than the other one. Basic back printing and a nice jacket printing and leg printing. He also has a small blaster pistol. And let's take a look at the Slave 1. So here we have the Slave 1. It's actually a really good set for display. Obviously not as good as the UCS one, but it's still really good for display, and it's also really good to play with. So this is like a really nice set to play with. However, this set has one killer feature that no other Slave 1 has, and that's at the back. So if we were to pick up the Slave 1 and take a look at its back, we see this Technic piece, and then this Technic piece is actually a handle that's really nicely integrated, and that makes it very easy to just swoosh it around and play with it. It's more of a play feature. So I'm gonna give you guys a look at the back. So there's a couple engines here at the back. There's also a little clip that you can store someone's weapons. So we'll grab Boba Fett's weapon, and then you can store it there. You could also store another weapon if you wanted to, but I'll just store one. And while we're back here, let me show you one of its other features. So there's a little red lever here. So this fires a spring-loaded shooter. That's really well integrated. This is such a fun set to just build. It was an amazing building experience. One of the best Legos I've built, like experience-wise. And I really like the building. And let's just take a look at how to put Boba Fett in. So up here at the cockpit, all you do to get Boba Fett in is remove this. And before I put Boba Fett in, let's take a good look at the inside. So you'll see that there's one control panel up there and a couple more panels there. And then there's that one. Looks like the slave one is landed with some more controls. So this seat looks a little bit interesting, and I'll show you why in a second. So if we grab Boba Fett and stick him in, it's a little bit tricky to get him in. But once he's in, he's really nicely in. So you just put back the cockpit piece. And then when you lift up the Slave One to go into flight position, he moves. Or not. And there he moves. So this is one of the problems I've had with this set. He doesn't always get up there, but eventually he will. So one of the final features of this set is that the wings do go up. So sometimes they do work, sometimes they don't. Right now they're really working, but sometimes they get stuck. But it seems like they're really working right now. And again, it was such a fun building experience. And it was just a really enjoyable building experience. So up here, there's a couple of guns. These do move individually. Usually I like to keep them lined up in a certain position. Now, if we were to make our way to the back, so all we do is open it up and it reveals a little area you can put cargo, or they advertise putting in the Han Solo and Carbonite. Let me give you a quick look at that. So it's pretty simple, a little bit of detail, and then on the back, there's a couple of clips where you can put in Han Solo. Once Han Solo was in there, all you do is slide him in the trunk of the Slave One, close the door, and your Slave One is ready for takeoff. So this is a pretty epic set. It's definitely the best of all the 20th Anniversary Edition sets. It's definitely the second best Slave One, the first being the UCS one. That thing was a monster, but they really have a lot of nice little details that I really like about this. The spring-loaded shooters is good or bad, however you think. There's a few stickers, not too many stickers. It's not a sticker-heavy set, but I really like this set, and I'm gonna go show you guys the box. The box has really nice art, as we'd expect. So it looks like the Slave One might be having a battle, a couple of ties, and a couple of shots. So here at the corner, it shows all the figures except for the 20th Anniversary figure, which is up here on this silver stripe. And towards the top of the silver stripe, it shows a figure of Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and a few other figures. Now, if we were to continue up, we'd see Princess Leia. Now, there's just some 20th Anniversary stuff. Now, towards the back shows off the features and really nice art at the back. I believe they're on Cloud City, and it looks really good. It looks like they've captured Han Solo. So down here, it shows off some of the other 20th Anniversary figures from other sets that you can get. Then towards here, it shows the original Slave One. Let's leave it at this. It was not a pretty set. So here towards the side, there's some nice art. So let's take a look at the instructions, which are a lot more interesting than the box. So here are the instructions. It has the same art as the box did. You might notice that they're a little bit bent. They did not come that way, it just kind of happened. Down at the corner, you'll see a little area that you can scan to access them online. Over here, there's nothing really interesting. However, on the next page, there's something interesting. It kind of shows off the newest Slave One, and it compares it to the oldest Slave One. So I'll just give you a quick look of the words. So they do include a lot of information about each set. Now the next page has even more information about different 20th anniversary sets. So it just shows them all off with each minifigure that it comes with. And the final page, what I think is the most interesting, is it kind of shows off a couple of scenes from the movies. And then it shows it landed. And I don't think that's Boba Fett Slave One. I do think that's Jango Fett Slave One, because I do think that that was from the episode 2 of Star Wars. So it just shows you some more info. Shows you what all the numbered bags are. There are 8 numbered bags. And then this is a super fun set to make. Bunch of pages. There's some really neat techniques. So if we were to skip to the back, there are how many pages? There are 156 pages. So here's just a couple of the other sets. And then towards the back, here are all of the pieces. And then here's some of the actual real sets. So overall, I really liked this set. This was a pretty epic set. I recommend you get it. You can buy it for $120. There's no real rip-off price. A little bit pricey, but still. This is a really epic set. It only has a couple of small flaws, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See ya!